Love God with all of your soul, with everything that you are. Love your neighbor as you love your own self. All of the laws and the prophets hang on these two commandments. I want the people to emphasize all of the laws and the prophets. The foundation of Christianity is love. If you are enforcing a law without love in your heart, I think you're missing the message. So in my opinion, many Christians on the whole have failed to understand the fundamental message of Jesus. But it isn't really all their fault. Not for most of the Christians, especially the Christians throughout history. Because for much of history, many of them couldn't read. They had to rely on teachers to teach them about Christianity. These teachers were modern versions of the Pharisees in the Bible. Strict and arrogant scholars of the law within the Christian church and the Christian doctrine. Scholars and enforcers of the law. Teachers like this, they always want to be in control, and they want to be honored as wise. They want the high seat at the table, the place of glory. These people in positions of authority have always controlled the people, told them what to do, how to be. They largely created the morality of their time, and the people just wanted to be good. They trusted authorities. They trusted them and followed their rules in order to be good. But today, things are different. In the modern day, we have the internet. When people have access to information, they begin to think. They move from blindly following the lead of outer authorities, Pharisees, priests, etc., and they begin to form inner authority, individual, authentic beliefs that are the fruit of deep contemplation. This has been going on for a long time. In the 15th century, the printing press was invented. For the first time, people could own the Bible and read it for themselves in their free time. Many people believe that this helped lead to the Protestant Revolution. Because people had access to information, they challenged authority. Now it's a few hundred years later, and the emergence of the internet is threatening the existence of Christianity altogether. Those raised on the internet are sure that the religious leaders are pushing misinformation. Largely, the mass exodus from the Christian churches is due to the perceived dissonance between science and religion. This process seems to be accelerating. Young people believe in science. They can read anything and everything. They can research all of history, all of theology. The entirety of human knowledge is at their fingertips on Google. And I encourage this. I encourage people to ask questions, because if we ask questions, we will find better answers. Ask and it will be given to you. Knock and the door will be opened. You can find an answer to the greatest questions. And I hope in the 21st century, we use the gift of the internet to learn and evolve. But the greatest enemy is fear. We may be afraid to go against the group. If we think differently than the religious community we grew up in, they may excommunicate us. Some religious people may be afraid to think for themselves because God will punish them for thinking incorrectly. It feels safer to these people to listen to the priest. But I say, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of God. That doesn't make any sense. God is merciful. God forgives. God loves you. If you have love in your heart and you have good intentions, then seek the truth without fear. Do not be afraid. Now, I'm just a human authority, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think that God gave us a brain, a frontal lobe, just so that we could throw the gift of reason away. Use your brain. Love God with all of your mind. Hunger and thirst for the truth. Love your neighbor. If you are humble and determined, you can learn anything in today's world. So I say now is the time to humble your ego. Let it die by the brightness of the truth, or by the darkness of your own ignorance. And then, without a rigid, unbending ego holding you back, you can use the gift of the internet to continuously seek out information, contemplate, and learn for the rest of your life.